Welcome back, everyone, to Singapore Property Talk Law. Before we jump in, if you find these discussions useful, please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out and means you won't miss future deep dives.
Definitely.
So today, we're going to unpack the recent public apologies from Mr. Rich Sng,
Right.
specifically to Minister for Health, Mr. Ong Ye Kung, Minister for Transport, Mr. Chee and also Member of Parliament, Mr. Meng.
Yes, all three of them.
Mm.
It's quite something. We saw these online posts, then pretty swift legal responses, and now these apologies.
And not just apologies, but this, well, alternative proposal from Mr. Sng regarding compensation. We want to look at what actually happened.
Exactly. It's a fascinating case study in, online discourse and its consequences.
So let's start with the posts themselves. Mr. Sng, known as Rich Sng on Facebook, he put up 3 posts that caused this stir.
And they've since been taken down, importantly.
Yes, taken down after he received letters of demand from lawyers representing Mr. Ong, Mr. Chee, and Mr. Eng. That was on May 15th.
So things moved fast.
Very fast. The core issue was that Mr. Sng falsely claimed these 3 public servants were involved with a Phrygian gang member, Su Haijin.
And these weren't old posts. They went up around May 8th, 9th, and 10th. Just recently.
The specific claims against Mr. Ong and Mr. Chee were pretty serious.
Extremely serious. Accusing them of knowing Su had broken laws, but, condoning it and pretending not to know him.
And more than that, suggesting they were involved in, or at least susceptible to, bribery or corruption.
Yeah, basically painting them as part of some kind of system that protects criminals like Su, really damaging stuff. And similar implications, presumably, regarding Mr. Meng.
Right. Now, where did this likely come from? It seems tied to photographs, pictures of Mr. Ong, Mr. Chee, and Mr. Eng attending dinners where Su Haijin happened to be present.
And Su Haijin, well, he's known now, isn't he? One of the figures in that massive billion-dollar money laundering case. He was sentenced just back in April 2024.
So the timing in the photos created this narrative, it seems.
Which the ministers themselves, Mr. Ong and Mr. Chee, they actually addressed earlier on May 6th. They put out statements.
What did they say?
Basically, that as ministers, they attend loads of events, meet countless people. They were at those dinners because a friend invited them, and they didn't actually know Su personally.
Okay.
And they strongly reaffirmed the PP government's stance on integrity. High standards, no compromise.
And Mr. Meng, he also put out a statement around the same time, May 6th.
Yes, he did. He explained that as the Secretary General of the NTUC, part of his role involves engaging with, many different companies and business leaders.
Makes sense.
He confirmed meeting Su, but said it was some time ago. And crucially, once he learned about the police investigations and the charges against Su, he had no further interaction.
Right, so they all provided context before the demands were even sent.
Exactly. Trying to get ahead of the speculation, it seems.
Okay, so fast forward to May 16th. Mr. Sng posts again on Facebook, but this time it's apologies.
Yes, public apologies to all 3, Mr. Ong, Mr. Chee, and Mr. Neng.
He admitted his previous allegations were, and I quote, baseless, false, and completely without foundation. Strong words.
Very clear admission. He even posted photos of the signed apology letters.
Now, the original demand letters from the lawyers, they asked for the apology, the withdrawal of the claims, and payment of damages by May 16th.
And they specifically mentioned that any damages received would be donated to charity.
But Mr. Slong's apology posts, they didn't actually say anything about paying damages, did they?
No, that's the twist here. There was no mention of financial compensation in his public statements. Instead, he came up with this other idea.
Community service. Tell us about that.
Well, Mr. Sng provided some background on his own situation first. He explained he used to own a business, a non-essential service, but it closed down on April 1st this year.
Why did it close?
He cited a whole range of socioeconomic challenges, things like inflation, rising property rental costs, higher energy prices, increased CPF contributions and levies, plus, global uncertainties. Paints a picture of a tough business environment.
So he's saying he's in a difficult financial position.
Exactly. He mentioned managing debt, having no current income, but he also stressed that despite this, he's been doing community work consistently since 2019.
What kind of work?
Helping families in need, cleaning homes for those who can't manage, assisting the elderly, things he says he's done privately.
Okay, so he's framing this proposal against that backdrop.
Precisely. He proposed, instead of money, 100 hours of community service for each of the 3 individuals. So that's 300 hours total.
300 hours, that's a significant amount of time.
It is. And he was quite specific about who this service would benefit.
How
He
so?
said it would be for people who've sort of fallen through the cracks, individuals not currently helped by existing charities. He offered his time, sweat, and labor, as he put it, because of his financial state.
He even offered to share updates on this work.
Yeah, and he extended an invitation to Mr. Ong, Mr. Chee, and Mr. Deng to join him on a quiet walk away from the media to see these less visible parts of Singapore.
Interesting. And he finished by saying he believes in a Singapore that works from the ground up.
It's certainly an unconventional response in a defamation context, offering direct labor and community benefit instead of cash.
So let's quickly recap. We had these defamatory posts about 3 public figures linking them to Su Haijin.
Prompting demands for apologies and damages.
Mr. Song issued the apologies, retracted the claims, calling them false.
But then, citing his own financial hardship, proposed 300 hours of targeted community service instead of paying damages.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about accountability, how amends are made, and maybe the value of different forms of, well, resolution.
It absolutely does. And that brings us to a question for you listening. In situations like this, involving defamation and public figures, how do you view such an offer? Does community service hold a different kind of weight or offer a different form of accountability compared to, say, a financial settlement, especially here in Singapore?
Something definitely worth mulling over, what constitutes making things right. Well, that's our deep dive for today on this developing situation. If you found this analysis insightful, please do give us a like and subscribe to Singapore Property Talk Law.
Your support helps us continue bringing you these discussions.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.